Welcome back. Yeah, sorry, my last video was kind of short. My son had woken up from his afternoon nap, so let's continue where we left off. So what we're doing is creating a sign-up form and basically mocking that out in Mirage and see if. So we're basically at that point now. So we have our form here. We have our action wired up. So we go create a user here, and we pass the email, and then we save. So let's give that a try now. So let me just open up DevTools here, and if we do, or actually sign up page, sign up here, and then we just hit sign up. Looks like we get an error. It says you have tried to post app user. There is no route defined to handle this request. So this is a Mirage thing. So we never actually created a Mirage handler for this. Let's do that now. Just minimize that, this, and config. Okay, so we have some examples here. So we're going to need to create some models, I think. Yeah, so we have a church model. Let's create a user model. I think that's it. Let's see if that works. Okay, so we have a user, and I think a blank one's fine for now. And then I think we also had a factory. I don't think we need a factory in our case, for now at least. Let's just set up our user endpoint here. Post users, and then we have schema as the first argument here. Then request. And let's just open a Mirage documentation here. See if there's any. Okay, so models. Okay, so we can create a new. Save, create a new model with attributes and insert into the database. So we want to do create. I think in this case. This is going to be pretty basic implementation. And let's actually put a debugger in here and see what our request looks like. So we'll just save that, and let's give our form a go again. Let's fill this up real quick. Okay, so our request came in. Let's go have a request body. Let me do the JSON field for that. So request body looks like it has an email and a password, and it's a user. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see how we deal with that. I mean, we could just JSON parse that, but if there's something already built in, why don't we just use that? So let's see if there's something in there. Okay. So okay, so it's a pretender object. Okay, so the examples do show a parse. Let's just do that then. And we can do, so we just pass the fields in directly. Looks like we don't pass it JSON API data. So we had, so we go back here, it looks like the data and then attributes, just a normal JSON API. So let's do that. So pass in the data and the attributes. Okay. Let's see if this works. Let's refresh this real quick. And put our email in, sign up. And our save worked. There we have it, our debugger there. Excellent. So after we save, we probably want to log the user in. So, well, actually, we don't want to. I don't know how we're gonna do this for now, but let's just ignore that for now. Let's actually add this link up here so we can get to this page really quickly. Okay, so we have a real quick link, and we can make this linkable too, I think. Let's go, just link this to an index row. Okay, excellent. So we have a home and the sign up page. So now that we've created a user, we do want to do like that sign in so that they're automatically logged in. I think we can deal with other logistics for sign up later. But so they click sign up, it automatically logs them in, and then they have access. They're basically logged in, and they have access to setting up their account further. So how we do that now, I think how we want to do that is, let me just close all these windows and just start fresh. So we have a service, a session. Let's add a login method on here. That's just going to be just sign in actually, and it takes in email for now. And what do we do here? We can probably look for use that email and look for the user. I think eventually we'll pull this logic out and use something like Ember simple off. I think that will help us kind of define further. But let's just mock this out and see if our Mirage state works. Okay, so first we need to import a service. let's actually import that Ember data there. So basically what I'm doing is importing, setting up the Ember data store as a service on our session service. So okay, looks good. So let's do and then we can do, let's make it async. Basically look up that user instead of creating them. So we do store.find record and user, and then so we probably want to do this later on, but email, we'll use email as ID. That's not what we want to do ultimately, but so let's see if we get our user back from Mirage. We'll make this a string. And put a debugger here. Okay, so the way that this flow would work is that, okay, so I mean we're not actually calling this yet, so we have our session and it has a sign-in method. So if we go back to sign up, we can do that here. So let's import our service here. So add service session service, and then we can just call this. Let's import that. Okay, and so we want to take that and call it here. So await this session service sign in and use our email. So let's give that a try. Okay, so looks like we get a similar error for Mirage, so it looks like we haven't set that up as well. So let's set up a handler for our user by ID basically. So here we're going to do, let me just put this up here. Users and schema and then request. So we want to return schema.users.find. I think it's just find. Let's double check. Go back. Find ID or IDs, find by. Let's do find by because we're using an email here, so it looks like just an object. So find by email. And let's get that email here. Email equals request dot params dot ID. Let's see if that works. Okay, do the same thing. 6 users returned. So at this point, we don't actually have a church ID of the user since we haven't done any of that. Just create a user. So maybe at the same time we create the user, we want to create a church ID. So let's do that. Let's add that in our data as well. maybe we want to create a church object on the user. Let's hold off on that for now. I think we'll save that for a different episode, doing relationships in Mirage. And I think that this is a good spot to be. So once we sign in, we have a user, so we can do like session dot. So save the user in the session, and then we can probably transition somewhere. So let's do that here. Let's transition to. So actually, let's save the user. Do that here. So this dot set user. Okay, and looks like we're getting TypeScript errors. Let's set user here equals user. Hold on. Equal user, and then we can import. Yeah. So we need next. Has no initializer is not definitely assigned in the constructor. So we know that we assign the user in here. So let's do the exclamation that we talked about before. I don't know if this is exactly the right way to do this. Yeah, I mean, we can I think that's safe to assume for now. So we set the user, and then in our sign up form, we can do this transition to route and do index. So that'll kind of just show to us that it's successfully worked. We don't have any notifications or anything like that in the app yet. I think this is a pretty good flow. Let's give that a try. So per user in, so sign up, get the debugger there, and then we get index. Okay, excellent. Let's try that again. Sign up. Okay, so that probably shouldn't have worked. That was interesting. So it looks like even though we didn't put a user in, we still got a user in Mirage. So let's fix that. So we set user on the controller, but when we leave that route, controllers are syncligans, meaning they stay around even after you leave that route. And when you come back, you're still using the same controller. So let's actually reset the controller. So we want to set the email to blank. Let's do that. We do that in the route. So we do reset controller, and is exiting, and controller set properties email, and then make that blank. So if is exiting. And is exiting with boolean, and controller is, let's import that. Excellent, so let's see if that works. So let's just try that from scratch. So we go sign up, or email in, hit sign up, get the debugger to this index. If you go back here, hit sign up, yeah, we get an error, so because we didn't pass an ID. So let's actually prevent that from happening in our template. Let's make this required. Let's see if that helped us. There we go. So that doesn't submit the form. Excellent. So I think we've accomplished what we set out to do here. Basically set up a sign-up flow. So we have a sign-up page, we create a user in Mirage, and then we find that user that we just created. And I mean, all this is in memory, so that user would not exist for somebody else running this app, only for themselves if they open this up. So let's just commit this here. Actually, let's release debuggers we have left over. I think we have one in session. Yep. Okay, and okay, so one thing we haven't done is write some tests for this. Let's write a test for our sign-up process. Let me just minimize all this. I'm going to close all these real quick. We can always come back to them. We have our tests folder, and then we already have a sign-in test. So let's find name server. That's a global, so let's try to fix that. Oh, it's already there. Interesting. Left there is, okay, let's ignore that for now. Yeah, we'll have to fix some of these TypeScript errors here. So let's just copy this one. And copy this and then rename it to sign up. And I think our other test is broken at this point, since we did remove some of the logic that we had for redirecting, and but we'll revisit that as we go along. I think I want to do more test-driven development in the future. And so instead of adding tests onto my app, I would start with tests and kind of build from there. And I think that would kind of help me at least do these videos as well, and have more focus in a way. So we would write the test and then we would make it green, and that would kind of help us with being like just help me with presenting some of the stuff and being more coherent. Okay, let's see. So we don't need to do this at the moment. So we visit sign up, then we can do click. We can click sign. Let's see if we have one so far. Those are the sign up. So just visit sign up. And the URL is sign up. And then we click sign up. And then the URL is slash. And we can remove this. Let's duplicate this. Okay, so sign in doesn't work, just again. Dot. Let's do check our sign up. Button control labeled sign up we found. Okay, so multiple things called sign up. And that makes sense because this is called sign up. In this case, you probably want to differentiate these. So I think we can call this create account. since we're already on the sign up page, and then we can recreate an account on the sign up page. So let's rename our, go back here, go to sign up, and call this create account. And then our tests can also use that. Excellent. Okay, so that doesn't work. That makes sense because we did not have we never filled in an email. So let me just, I think it's let's fill in, and so we can sign up and we do wait, fill in email, and then we hit create account. Okay, let's see if that works. Excellent. So we want to actually rename this. So in this case, we're going to test for the fact that it doesn't. So if we don't fill this in, that the page is still sign up. I think that's a good enough test for that. I think that should. Let's go back on all tests. And yep, so we only 2 tests and they work. Excellent. I think we're going to leave it off here. I think for the next episode, we'll probably focus on relationships. And so creating that church model once you create a user, and then getting that back and kind of showing some of that data like we had in the first episode. Excellent. So thank you for stopping by. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and please leave any comments for feedback or anything like that, or suggestions even. Thank you.